Okay, so let's talk about Banana. I first noticed this game about a week ago when it entered the list for the top 100 most played games on Steam. At the time, it had around 20,000 players, so I took a quick look at it and I realized it was basically just a clicker game. I'm not really a fan of those, so I closed the window and reopened Dota to lower my MMR even further. And I pretty much forgot all about it. But then it started to rise on the charts, and I thought, did I miss something? So I looked at it again, and for a second time, I completely missed the appeal. I figured, okay, it's a game like Cookie Clicker. That's not really my thing, but some people are having fun with it, and that's great. Again, I forgot all about it. But fast forward a week, and Banana has even overtaken Dota as the long-standing second most played game on Steam. But what's amazing is that the reason for this isn't that Banana is an addictive or even somewhat decent game. It's entirely because of FOMO. But why? What are people afraid of missing out on with this game about clicking on a picture of a banana? What even is Banana? Well, Banana is a free game that is little more than a small window with a PNG of a banana. You click on the banana and a number above it goes up, but that's not the real game. The real game is in the drops, which occur every 3 and 18 hours. I have read that you can randomly get additional drops, but I can't really verify that. The guaranteed drops happen every 3 and potentially rare drops happen every 18 hours. So as long as you have clicked on the banana at least once during those time frames, you're eligible for one of the drops. Those drops are what essentially amount to banana NFTs, except they aren't NFTs at all, they're Steam items. These can be sold on the Steam marketplace, and the overwhelming majority of them are being sold for 3 cents, which is the minimum you can sell any item for on the marketplace. It should be noted that this is regional, so depending on where you live, you may be able to list items for less than the equivalence of 3 cents, but at least for those in the United States and for most of Europe, 3 cents is as low as it gets. And even if you do sell something for 3 cents, you only get to keep 1 cent. That's because of the transaction fees, which are split between 3 groups: Steam, the publisher, and the seller. 5% of the transaction will go to Steam, 10% will go to the publisher, and the seller gets to keep the remaining 85%. But the minimum for each party is 1 cent, which is where you get the minimum price of 3 cents per transaction. However, some of these bananas that can drop have been deemed rare, and some are limited. So rare and limited bananas carry a higher price tag on the Steam marketplace. And here's where the FOMO comes in. Aside from those who are just in it for the memes, people are hoping to make money on the bananas they receive on a rare drop. But some aren't just hoping for rare drops. Some are even buying up bananas that may or may not, but almost certainly will probably not, appreciate in value. It's just speculative trading with Steam items, and this isn't going to end well for a lot of people. I would be surprised if this game even manages to stay on the top 10 for the next 2 weeks. As the FOMO dies down, so too will the price of these bananas. Most likely. There is also then the issue of supply. Even with the more common bananas, in the beginning there was a market for them because people wanted to, I am assuming, collect the bananas that they didn't have. And 3 cents isn't a very high price tag, so buying up 1 or 2 dozen bananas wouldn't cost more than $1 or 2. But as more and more people play the game, and people play the game for longer, there are now sometimes hundreds of thousands of one specific type of banana listed. And the overwhelming majority of those are for the minimum 3 cent price point. So if I got this banana in a drop and I was to list it on the marketplace, over 150,000 bananas would have to sell before mine would sell and I make even 1 cent. It really seems like the only person who's really going to make money on this is the creator of the game. They are making thousands of dollars every day off of these 3 cent purchases alone, not to mention what they make off the few supposedly limited bananas they are selling on their Steam page, and the more rare bananas which carry a higher price tag. But let's talk about those rare bananas. Steam allows game creators to generate more items from their game at any time, so there's nothing to stop the creator from generating more of these rare bananas and handing them out to family, friends, or anyone else for that matter. Unlike NFT markets, which at the very least could verify the limited number of assets in existence, there is nothing here that would prevent people from having their bananas diluted. And we all know what ended up happening with the NFT markets, but that could be said about any developer, right? So anytime somebody purchases a Steam item with the intention of reselling it later for a higher price, they are taking the same risk. And that's true, which is why it's so important to understand the risks of speculative trading on anything, not just pictures of bananas. I should also probably say at this point that this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor of any kind. I won't be saying much about the developer here simply because there is not a lot of information available about them. But if you decide to participate in buying bananas, you should be aware that some other YouTubers have found them to be just a little bit sus. I wasn't able to verify most of what those creators said in their videos, so I'm not going to repeat anything specific, but something that's always good advice is just be careful. These bananas don't do anything. They sit in your Steam inventory and they don't even change what the banana looks like in the game window, so they're not even really a skin, even though the developer does claim to be adding that ability soon. And if I'm being honest, I'm being really generous using the word developer in this video. When you close the game, your number of clicks gets reset, but you can very easily leave it running at all times, something that the game encourages by requiring it to be open for 18 hours to get the chance at one of those rare banana drops. This explains why there's so many people who appear to be playing the game. It uses almost no processing power, so even if you are playing a different game at the same time, it can be left open without much of an effect on performance, except of course for the fact that you'll have to leave your machine running all day and all night, and thus be paying an increased electric bill which will almost certainly cost more than any amount of money you'll potentially make while playing this game. Again, this is not financial advice, but I can personally think of a lot of games I would rather spend even $1 on. Don't forget to hit that like button, it really helps my channel, and if you want to stay up to date on gaming news and developments, make sure you subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.